All right, this video is a response to a comment. It said, I wish I had a taste. I'm 10 years in. Also said, I'm not trying to have a goal, but I do wish I had a taste. That's authentic, right? That's an authentic recognition of the desire to know truth, the drive to awaken. And there's nothing wrong with it. It is a sort of thought, but also it points to a deeper yearning. It points to the part of us that knows that there is something beyond the story, beyond the confines of the mind that seems so closed in with thought, with memory, with judgment, with fear, with doubt. So the instinct that drives us to awaken doesn't need to be gotten rid of. It doesn't need to be eradicated. It's not a problem. Don't worry about hearing people say that that's just seeking, or you're just a seeker, or the seeker doesn't exist, or that's a bunch of thoughts as well. The yearning for truth, the yearning for unfiltered reality is itself authentic. It's beautiful. Embrace it. So the question and the pointing for you, how do you embrace that without telling yourself a story? The answer is broad and deep, wide, always available, very obvious. It's just not a thought, not an interpretation, not a judgment. Part of the answer is the second half of the question that says, I've been at this for 10 years. Well, this may not sound like I'm validating your story, but I'm not. Because the truth that I'm pointing to, this wide, vast, simple truth that's right here for you right now, doesn't actually care about the story of 10 years. It doesn't know about 10 years. It could be 20 years, could be 30 years, could be 60 years. It doesn't care because it doesn't recognize the illusion of time. It doesn't recognize the illusion of accumulation. It doesn't recognize the illusion of what you think you deserve or want to get rid of. Because all of those judgments, beliefs, are really just nothing but thoughts, truly. But what isn't a thought in your experience right now? Now, I know your mind might be going, but, I know this about myself. Do you? Do you really know this about yourself? Do you know it's been 10 years? Do you know what you want? You know there's thoughts about that. Sure. What are you without those thoughts right now? When I take that 10 years away from you, when I take your past away from you, because I just point out it's a thought right now. I take your future away from you because it's just a thought. It's a daydream. What remains? And then the doubts come, right? Oh, I don't know if this is it, though. I've done this so many times. I've listened to this before. I know what you're going to say. Blah, blah, blah. That's just the mind parading itself as doubtful, and it has that sort of arrogance to it. But it's really fearful. Fearful of not being heard. There's a fear of letting go of those thoughts. So let's face that fear right now. Why don't you just let go of those thoughts? Doubt thoughts are just thoughts. Doubt thoughts are not a problem unless you believe them. If you believe you're the doubter. No doubt thought, no doubter. No fear thought, no fear. Just sensations. What are you now? What's left? Now, when I say, what are you? Your mind might say, well, I'm this or I'm that. I'm awareness. I'm confused. I'm whatever. What if I take all that away as well? The thought answer to the question I ask when I say, what's left right now? Those thought answers can be discarded. And yet, certainly something's going on in some sense. You didn't disappear. Consciousness didn't disappear. Your conscious ability to take on what I'm saying. What is it going into? What is it transmitting through? What is behind those eyes? Don't think about it. And you don't have to try to inhabit it either. You don't have to move. Nothing has to change. Nothing has to leave. Nothing has to come or go. Nothing has to be realized. Nothing has to be clarified. Nothing has to be found. Nothing even has to be shifted. The shift is out of shifting. The shift is out of the shifting of the mind. It's always shifting, thought after thought after thought. What happens when that stops? Right now. This is the only chance you're ever going to have, right now. There aren't chances later. And there aren't missed chances for the last 10 years. Those are illusions. Ghosts. So stop listening to the ghosts. What's here now? And this what is not a what. It's not an object. Not a place. Not something solid. It's neither formed nor formless. Don't let your mind land anywhere. If the mind lands, there's identification. So just don't land. Turns out you don't need to land. Drop in, drop out, drop everywhere. Realize there is no boundaries. No center. No start, no finish. No beginning, no end. Stay right there. The taste is already here. You don't need to get a taste. That doesn't happen later. So let go of the trying to get something. Let go of the idea of a taste or a glimpse or an awakening. You have to let go of all of that and stay right here with what doesn't come and go. What has never once been defined by a thought. What has never been created and can never be destroyed.